What's up, everybody? Thanks for joining the Glad's Horror Channel, the best horror channel here on YouTube. Happy Martin Luther King Day. Take some time today to be nice to somebody that you don't know just because you can. Also, listen, we just passed the NFL for the first weekend in NFL. So tonight, go Rams, go Rams, go Rams. Also, Scream came out this weekend. Scream made $30 million in its first weekend, which is amazing for us horror fans. So I want to take some time to rank the Scream franchise. So let's get going. Before I get started, I gotta say, I said this in my previous video, it took me a while to become a Scream fan. I always thought Scream was a joke. I couldn't take Ghostface seriously. He didn't seem scary to me. It seemed like from my perspective, if I went to a horror con and I saw someone dressed as Michael Myers or Jason or somebody else, there's a certain feeling that you get from that. When I saw somebody as Ghostface, I'm like, oh, he or she's playing dress up. Like, that's all I didn't take it. It didn't seem scary at all to me, you know? And I thought about it. Ghostface really is one of the scariest villains that there are. The reason being, with Michael and Jason, you know exactly who they are, where they are. They're not trying to be something they're not. Whereas Ghostface could be anybody you know, could be anybody you love. You can't see, you don't always see it coming. So the shock value, a shock factor of who's behind that mask is what makes it thrilling, scary, and exciting. I feel like the Scream franchise is like an R-rated version of Scooby-Doo, just waiting to pull that mask off. Mr. So-and-so, you know, that's what I take away when I watch Scream. So, but anyway, since Scream 4, really, I became a hardcore fan of the franchise. I told you it took me a little bit. So I want to rank the 5 Screams from worst to best. Let's get going. So coming in number 5, Scream 3. All right, like I just said about what you're looking for Scream, kind of like Saw, you're watching the movie for the ending as well as the kills, just like the traps in Saw, but it all leads up to the ending. This one for me fell flat. The movie as a whole fell flat. Now, having said this, there's not a bad Scream movie. They all keep the same integrity, movie to movie to movie. They don't do anything too crazy, but this one, I just couldn't get into it. And the reveal at the end did not surprise me at all. And I didn't see anything new if any kind of new wrinkles whatsoever in this entrance. So that's my number 5, Scream 3. Coming at number 4. Number 4 is going to be Scream 2. Now, I like Scream 2. And I liked it more than Scream 2 is almost just as good as the first. The only reason why I put it number 4 is because, like I said, all these movies are good, but the ones above it are just slightly better. What I loved about Scream 2 was Cotton Weary, because at the end of Scream 1, you knew he was innocent. But given what happened to him and him being in jail because he was innocently accused, and now he's out in part 2, he has a deep motive for why he could be the killer in part 2. So that what if factor the whole way through was underlying in every scene almost, once you knew he would become more the vocal point. So it kept you on your toes. The reveal at the end of this one was good because the person that it was definitely had legitimate reason to do so, and definitely had a legitimate gripe to do so. That's my number 4. Now, again, it's my number 4 because the other ones are that much stronger. Coming in at number 3. This is going to be surprising. Sorry, my battery. This is going to be surprising. So, coming in at number 3, Scream 1. Okay, again, the presentation of Scream when I first saw it seemed more of a joke. It was like, and I know they parodied it with Scary Movie, but it didn't seem that far off to me. Even the kills when they happened were presented in a almost jovial way with the music and the way that they overacted, the way they acted when they died. Like, it was certain. And I'm thinking about the principal in Scream 1. I think it was way overkill with some of these things. So some of it borderline on the cheesy to me. I did appreciate, and I do appreciate the new inclusion of a new slasher. The Ghostface look is very unique. And the fact of you don't know who the person is, and the calls, the voice with the over the phone is very creepy as well. So for that, it's well done. But overall, it just seemed a little on the cheesy side to me. That's my number 3. Coming to number 2 is Scream 4. A lot of people didn't like Scream 4. I did. This was what made me an actual fan of it, because I saw it in the theaters and it gripped me. I didn't see the ending coming. The reveal to me was a very good one. And the kills in Scream 4 were also very good, a little bit stronger than the previous entrance. So that's my number 2, which brings me to my number 1. My number 1 Scream movie, Scream 2022. The movie was great in every sense of the word. I already talked about it in my review a couple of days ago, but it made this showed Ghostface at his best and made Ghostface a killer to be reckoned with, that I didn't feel that same way in any other franchise or any other movie in this franchise. This one made you feel that you were always on edge. You didn't know when he or she would strike. You had no clue whatsoever. So for me, I loved it. And I liked, like I said in my previous video, the combination of old characters and new characters and bridging that gap and making it make sense. What I love about Scream is the writing. The writing in Scream is very, very well thought out, and it doesn't do anything too silly, and it sticks to its core. Whereas you have some franchises that get to the part 5 of their franchise and they've kind of gone off the rails and they've gotten away from what made them what they were. This has not. So Ghostface being his absolute best, I liken this to Halloween Kills with Michael Myers at his absolute best. The difference is Halloween Kills, the movie wrapped around Myers, was not that great. The movie wrapped around Ghostface in this one was just as good, so Ghostface elevated it. To me, this movie elevated the franchise. I talked to one person that said he didn't feel anything was new to this franchise, or new to this franchise based on this movie. I disagree, because I think Ghostface was new. I think Ghostface was fresh. I think Ghostface had a much more killer instinct, no pun intended, than he did in any other movie in this franchise. To me, it's head and shoulders above the other entrants, and it makes it feel like an actual horror series to me. Now, I might be way off on this, so I want to know what you guys think. What is your ranking? Let me know in the comments. If you're new here, this is the Glad's Horror Channel. I do all things horror. I do top 10 lists. I do rankings. I do trailer reactions. Anything that you want. I also do take requests as well. So definitely reach out. Again, you guys have a great day. I'll see you next time.